Compare these images. They appear different at first look, although they are of the same location and were taken 125 years apart. These photos of Ristad, Norway, were taken in 1888 and 2013. The contrast between the two photographs emphasizes the alteration of the terrain. These two photographs of Seljestadjuvet, Odda, Norway, were shot in 1887 and 2004. Despite the 117-year gap, the rough grandeur of the landscape is surprisingly comparable, albeit the road has been updated. This comparison illustrates both the enduring natural beauty and the subtle changes that occur throughout time. The images of the Martin Luther statue in Dresden, Germany, taken in 1958 and 2014, show the city's incredible transformation. The 1958 photograph shows the statue in ruins, whereas the 2014 photograph shows a beautifully restored cityscape, representing resilience and restoration over time. These photographs of Quai des Nations in Paris, France, taken in 1900 and 2017, demonstrate how the city has changed dramatically over the course of a century. The 1900 photograph captures the grandeur of the World's Fair pavilions, whilst the 2017 photograph depicts a modern metropolitan cityscape, demonstrating Paris's growth and ongoing appeal. These images of the Hofbräuhaus in Munich, Germany, taken in 1910 and 2017, highlight the famed beer hall's long-lasting influence. The 1910 photograph captures its historic charm, whilst the 2017 photograph emphasizes the blend of tradition and modernity, demonstrating how this cultural icon has remained a popular gathering place for more than a century. These photographs of Cheney Glacier in the United States, taken between 1911 and 2005, vividly depict the effects of climate change. The 1911 image depicts a large, ice-covered landscape, whereas the 2005 photo shows a catastrophic retreat, with much of the glacier melting away. This comparison emphasizes the rapid environmental changes that have occurred during the last century. Photos of the Moulin Rouge from 1900 and 2016 show its growth. It was a symbol of exuberant Parisian nightlife in 1900, and it still attracts travelers in 2016 with its historic charm and spectacular shows. Photos of the Reichstag from 1945 reveal extensive war devastation and ruin, leaving it a shadow of its former self. By 2012, the building had been elegantly renovated and refurbished, highlighting its unique glass dome and dynamic role in Germany's political environment. The contrast illustrates the tremendous shift. Photos of the Eiffel Tower from 1910 and 2016 demonstrate its ongoing status as a Parisian icon. In 1910, it was a marvel of modern engineering, dominating the skyline. By 2016, the tower has continued to enthrall, surrounded by a modernized Paris, yet maintaining its timeless appeal. Photos of Mont Saint-Michel from 1908 and 2016 reveal a stark contrast in eras. In 1908, a horse cart is visible near the island, beside a steam train, illustrating early 20th century transportation methods. In 2016, modern cars and infrastructure have replaced them, but Mont Saint-Michel's medieval splendor remained intact. Photos of Hammerfest, Norway, taken between 1889 and 2004, demonstrate the town's extraordinary change. Hammerfest was a small, distant village in 1889, with simple wooden structures that reflected the Arctic environment. By 2004, the town had expanded and renovated, with new infrastructure and architecture, demonstrating its endurance and adaptability to changing times while retaining its northern beauty. Dresden's Frauenkirche has a dramatic history, as evidenced by photographs taken between 1897 and 2010. In 1897, the cathedral was regarded as a superb Baroque masterpiece. However, it was destroyed during the Budokwaren. By 2010, the Frauenkirche had been totally repaired after decades of rubble and a thorough reconstruction procedure, reflecting Dresden's tenacity as well as the enduring legacy of its cultural history. Photos of Nowomiejska Street in Łódź, taken between 1874 and 2016, show the city's growth. In 1874, the street was lined with modest, historic buildings that reflected the heart of a growing industrial city. By 2016, Nowomiejska Street had been revitalized, with modern infrastructure, rebuilt facades, and a bustling urban ambiance that combined its historical origins with modern activity. Photos of the Matthew Evangelical Church in Łódź from 1937 and 2017 show its continuing presence. In 1937, the church was a major religious and architectural landmark in the city. Despite the passage of time and changes in the surrounding neighborhood, the church's original construction remained intact by 2017, serving as an important emblem of the community's spiritual and cultural legacy. Photos of Dresden's Palais im Großen Garten, taken between 1900 and 2005, depict the building's history. In 1900, the castle was a spectacular example of Baroque architecture, set in rich grounds. However, it sustained major damage during World War II. In 2005, the palace had been substantially restored, with continued attempts to preserve its historical magnificence and cultural relevance in Dresden. Karlstor in Munich, photographed between 1910 and 2017, demonstrates its continued relevance as a historical city gate. Karlstor was a vital entry to Munich in 1910, surrounded by a bustling urban environment complete with trams and horse carriages. By 2017, the gate remained a notable architectural landmark, now situated in a new, pedestrian-friendly neighborhood that combines Munich's medieval past with modern city life. The photos of the Kjosen Railway Bridge in Norway from 1927 and 2008 show its ongoing engineering prowess. In 1927, the bridge stood out as a stunning accomplishment of engineering in a remote, harsh landscape, facilitating critical transit. By 2008, the bridge was still operational, demonstrating the endurance and longevity of early 20th century engineering, which is still an important part of the region's infrastructure today. Photos of Nicholas's Church in Berlin from 1939 to 2013 show its historical and architectural evolution. In 1939, the chapel was a well-known landmark in pre-war Berlin. By 2013, Nicholas's Church had been restored as a historical monument, illustrating Berlin's perseverance and commitment to conserving its cultural heritage. Photos of Malaysia's Sultan Abdul Samad building, taken between 1941 and 2016, demonstrate its historical growth. In 1941, the building was a famous colonial-era construction that represented British architectural influence. By 2016, it had been maintained and acknowledged as a prominent landmark in Kuala Lumpur, showing its unique blend of Moorish revival design and Malaysia's rich history.